So you guys probably know that I got New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe recently, and I haven't 100% completed it, but I'm getting close to doing that. So I thought that I would do a review on it to have a look and see if this is just a cheap cash grab or if it's actually worth playing. So let's get right into it. Seeing as I haven't played the Wii U version, this port doesn't feel like a port to me. It feels like a completely brand new game, which is the reason why some people didn't buy it. They thought it was just a cash grab and you were gonna buy the same game again for the same price. Like, that's just stupid, isn't it? But as I said, for me it feels like a complete new game. And I have to say, this is a whole lot of fun. Even if there is some problems with it, which we'll talk about later, it's overall just really fun, and you can play with up to 4 people, and yes, it's crazy, but it's really fun, and everybody gets a laugh out of it. And for a game as simple and easy as this, I'm actually really surprised and pretty overwhelmed by all of the good level designs. I was not expecting that, and I'm not gonna lie, it was quite a nice surprise. Although I can see a pattern with the levels, they're all a little bit too easy. It's not that there's not enough enemies or that there's not enough cliffs to fall off of, it's simply that there's too many item boxes rewarding you with power-ups. The game is just far too rewarding. The thing that annoys me most about that is that it's so simple to change. They don't even need to get rid of any enemies or anything, they just need to delete a little item box. Like, what's the big deal? What I really want Nintendo to do if they make another one of these games is to have an option to have a lot of power-ups, because let's be honest here, it's safe to say that the game has far too many item boxes in the levels, and we've already established this. So I feel like we should definitely be able to choose whether the levels are easy or not, giving the player more free choice instead of just being forced. Moving away from the power-ups, I was actually really wowed by some of these levels. They really blew me away, but maybe that's just because all of the other levels were kind of underwhelming. But that makes the good levels even better, although I still would have liked all of the levels to be well designed. Is a game with a few decent levels gonna keep people occupied for a while? Well, the truth is, yes. If you're really determined, then you can actually be playing this game for ages while still having fun. But some people kind of force themselves to 100% complete games, and usually that doesn't work out well for them. They get quite stressed and it just becomes a chore rather than something you really want to do. But 100% completing levels is usually really simple. Since there's free star coins in every level, that's usually all you need to do to 100% a level. Most star coins are well hidden or put in places where there's a lot of danger. And usually at the start of the game, the star coins are easier than at the end of the game. So it will get harder as you progress. And since we've pretty much finished talking about 100% completion, I need to talk about the secret exits. Secret exits kind of get on my nerves. I just find it really annoying that you can skip more than half of the game just by using one secret exit. And it just confuses everything. And also a lot of the secret exits are really annoying and very hard to find. Like 100%ing the game is very tricky. I had to look up on YouTube several times where the secret exits for levels were. And yeah, just a little bit stupid and annoying. I feel like it's now time to talk about the bosses. You have a bunch of different bosses, which includes Boom Boom, Kamek, the Koopalings, Bowser Jr. and Bowser. And well, I think you can see what I mean already. They're all just bland and boring characters. None of them are actually new. They didn't come up with anything really unique when it comes to boss fights. And yeah, sure, some of the actual fights are pretty interesting, but very few of them, and I feel like they're just using the same thing over and over again, fooling everybody into playing it and not realizing how similar they are every single time. Exhibit A of this terrible boss fight style, Boom Boom. Boom Boom is incredibly easy, it's not even funny, and it honestly doesn't give you any joy to defeat him or any satisfaction, because anybody that dies from Boom Boom has a serious problem. Exhibit B for these terrible boss fights is definitely the Koopalings. The Koopalings aren't as easy as Boom Boom, so that's a relief, but they are just a little bit too simple, and I know their main problem, and that's that they're too slow. So many times in the game, These characters have mechanics, but they don't even have a chance to use them because you've already stepped on them again. And then they go into their shell again, repeat the process 3 times, and then that's it. You've simply just bet the boss. And this fact makes it a little bit boring to play these boss fights, and it doesn't give you the excitement that you'd usually get after beating a boss. No satisfaction, just like Boom Boom. Let's talk about Martin for a bit, because he has the worst case of simple boss which ruins the fight. And that's because he ground pounds up this pokey, which is completely fine and it makes the boss really cool and unique, but it takes a second for him to ground pound it up, giving the player plenty of time, honestly, to go and hit him. So that kind of ruins it. I just don't understand why they added that to the game, to be honest. But the game's giving Bowser Jr. a good reputation, since he appears several times in the game and he has 2 brilliant boss fights. Definitely some of the best and most fun Bowser Jr. fights I've ever seen. Kamlex's one is also pretty unique, but I don't think I'm going to get into that one because I don't want to be talking about bosses for ages. So on to Bowser. So of course, Bowser has his main little fight, but obviously that's not it, because every Mario game is the same now. He just turns giant, and it's really starting to bug me, and barely anything has changed. Sure, he has this cool shell thing, and you use Bowser Jr.'s Koopa car to smash on his head, but it's just honestly rubbish. Moving away from the bosses, let's talk about the overall looks of this game. I mean, it does look good and the graphics are quite nice, but it's just not the kind of animation that I like. Like, have a look at Mario Odyssey. That game is completely beautiful. I would be very surprised if Mario can top that because it's honestly just stunning. And then you see this game, and nothing really feels very interesting. It's all just a little bit bland, plasticky and boring for me. I mean, yeah, sure, it does look good, don't get me wrong, but there's so many different ways that they could have made it look nice, and this way just doesn't really settle it for me. If we focus more on positives now, I love the Acorn Suit. The Acorn Suit might be one of the best power-ups to have on a 2D Mario game, because it's not maybe the most creative thing that Nintendo's made, but it certainly is pretty fun to use, and it gets you places way quicker, and it just increases your mobility in general. I get so excited every time I hit an item box or collect an acorn from a Waddle Wing, and it just gets me really pumped up to play this game with this new power-up that I haven't used before, because as I said, I haven't played the one on the Wii U, so technically I've never used the Acorn Suit before, and it's just so fun. I really hope they include it in the next game that they make, and yeah, I just think that this is definitely a good choice for a power-up in a game. And of course, we're also treated to a brand new character, Toadette, and she comes with her very own power-up that only she can use, which transforms her into a Peach-like figure called Peachette. And, well, I have to say that this is a nice idea, but I kind of feel as if it's a little bit too much like the Acorn Suit. The only thing that's really that different is that there's this cool thing where you can use a special boost if you're falling into lava, poison, things like that, or if you're just going to fall off the bottom of a level, then it's really helpful because it gives you a special little boost to maybe try and stop you from falling down there and losing a life. The only problem I have with this is that the boost is not big enough. If you fall down a cliff and you want to get back up, you're expecting quite a large boost to get you onto the platform. But it just isn't. It's a rather small boost, and obviously in some points it will help you, but in others it's just not useful enough. Wow guys, I've been talking for a while, or at least it seems like that. I would do the challenges and the other things that are out of the game, but I just don't have time guys, so I'm really sorry about that. But I hope you enjoyed, and I might make a video on the challenges and the boost rush and the coin battle and stuff that is also in the game, but definitely not today. So I hope you enjoyed, and be a dummy and just smash that like button for me, and also subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.